Hello, creators! Welcome back to Chroma Arts Academy, where every color, every story, and every artist shines. My name is Miss Vicky, and I will be your artist instructor for today. Now, today we will be learning about Brazilian artista, which is artist in Portuguese, Anita Malfatti, and recreating one of her famous works. Now, here are some fun facts about Anita Malfatti. Anita Malfatti was born on December 2nd, 1889 in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Her dad was from Italy and her mom from Germany, and they immigrated to Brazil before Anita was born. Anita's family supported her artistic curiosity as a child, and as a young adult, she traveled to Germany and the US to study art. Though she had a weak right arm, she learned to paint with her left hand to pursue her dream of being an artist. In her studies abroad, she learned new painting styles, like using bright colors and bold shapes, and was inspired by the Modernist and Expressionist movement. Anita loved to paint the world around her in Brazil, the countryside, city streets, rivers, and beaches. Instead of painting everything exactly as it looked, she used bright, bold colors and fun shapes to show how beautiful and special Brazil was. By highlighting everyday places, people, and nature in her modernist style, she made people see Brazil in a new and exciting way. Her art helped show pride in the Brazilian culture, showing that Brazil's people, cities, and landscapes could be just as inspiring as European art. Isn't Anita Malfatti amazing? Well, I am looking forward to doing and recreating one of her most famous paintings, O Farol, the lantern, painted in 1915, oil on fabric. Now, for today's art lesson, we're going to be needing a pencil, a paper, and I'm actually using oil pastels. If you do not have oil pastels, crayons should also do the trick. All right, friends, so the first thing we're going to do, we are actually going to be making the lighthouse of O Farol, and we're actually going to start off with a curved line. And actually, just to make things a little bit easier, sometimes I like to take my hand, and I know your hand might be a little bit smaller, but let's go this way. We're going to do a hand. Now I'm just going to make a line because this is where I want my hillside to start. And we're just going to go across this way. All the way across. You can make it a little bit smaller. You can make it a little bit bigger. All up to you. And then here, I like to kind of leave my pencil just so you know where we're going to go next. But we're going to create a rectangle that comes all the way up, okay? But here's the thing about a lighthouse. I'm going to make a little dot here and a little dot here, probably about the size of my finger. And I'm going to go out a little bit bigger, kind of like a triangle. Okay, see how we got a little bit wider? The thing about lighthouses is that they go from big to a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to draw that here. And from the top, we're just going to draw a little curved line like that. My curve is very, very, very slight. And then in the drawing itself, you see like a little line that goes up. Now, we're not going to be doing all of the things in the O Farol. We're just going to be doing the lighthouse and maybe one or two of the houses around it. And from here, we're going to draw the rectangle. So we're going to draw a line here and a line here. And then again, we're going to draw a slight curve at the very top. And this is where the lighthouse would be. Notice that I left a little bit of room here. For me, it's about 2 fingers, right? If I'm using my pencil, it's about the top of my pencil. Now, if you have more room, great. But if you have less room than this, you can draw a little bit smaller. So from here, you're going to draw kind of like a curved triangle and then a little circle on the top, okay, as the top of our lighthouse. Lovely. And from here, there was a small house here on the side. So from here, you're going to draw a triangle, or at least the top of a triangle, or an upside down V. And then from there, we're going to draw a line across, draw another line across, and then close that off. Beautiful. And if I'm going a little bit too fast, we're going to draw a line. And we're going to draw another line here. And we're just going to draw a line here. Notice I'm not actually going to draw this line all the way down. Okay? And there's a reason for that. Because there will be some trees and bushes on this side. And I'm going to draw a little rectangle for the side of this house. Wonderful. And we're going to I'm going to draw another house on this side. And I am pretty sure Anita would approve. You can draw your house here in whatever way you want. I'm going to actually start with a triangle. And I'm going to go across this way. And I'm going to draw my own house. And this is Anita really loves Expressionism. And you can draw however you want to do your own house. And in my house, I think I want a chimney. And I want my door. And a square for my window. So I'm going to give you guys a second to be creative and draw whatever house you want on this side of the hill. We're going to use our imaginations and kind of step into the world of Anita Malfatti. Awesome. Once you are done with your house, you can go ahead and put your pencil down because we are ready to color. So one of the things that Anita did in Expressionist movement and Modernist movement is kind of painted more how she felt. So I'm going to use some yellow, but inside for the clouds in her original painting, they were actually lines. So can you do this? Can you go ahead and give me some lines and curves? Remember, she used bold colors. And I'm just going to have you do curved lines, however you'd like, just like that. Curved lines. And let's try to pick, let's do blue. I'm going to do a light blue. So you can choose a light blue, a dark blue, but I'm going to also draw some lines around because I think it must have been in the picture. It must have been a very windy day. I'm going to put a little bit more blue at the bottom here, like that. Awesome. Good job, friends. I'm just going to go here. And if you guys want to make wiggle lines, you can. Lovely. And I'm going to choose one more color. You could choose one more color for yourself. I'm going to use purple. But if you want to use another color, you can go ahead and use pink. Because remember, Anita wanted really bold and bright colors. And we're going to actually even do an Anita Malfatti challenge. Remember her hand, her right hand, the one she draws with, her right hand, the one that she drew with, was really weak. So she learned how to draw with her left hand. So whichever hand you color with, I normally color with my right hand. I want you to switch it and paint with that one. And you're just going to make squiggle lines, okay? Oh my goodness. Whoa. This is kind of fun, actually, to paint or to color with my opposite hand. Oh man. How are you guys doing? And we're just going to do the same thing, whatever colors you want. Maybe you want squiggles. I'm going to make some squiggles. Because remember, the Expressionist movement, she wanted bold strokes. She was not too interested in making the sky look exactly like a sky. Oh man, this is actually really fun. I should try this more often. Squiggles, perfect. Whoa, look at that. That is awesome. All right, if you have oil pastels like me, this next trick you can try. If you do not have oil pastels and you have crayons, you can try this. It just won't work exactly the same. So I'm going to show you the difference. Okay, and this is a little bit of a blending technique. So I use the oil pastel that's white, and I'm just going to swirl it on top of everything. I'm just going to swirl and mix my sky. And swirl, swirl, swirl. You guys see the difference between this and this? See how it kind of blends it together? That is the cool thing about oil pastels, is that it does that. It's really good at blending. So you're just gonna swirl, swirl, swirl and mix. Ooh, I'm gonna try that with my left hand, like Anita Malfatti would. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at the way the colors are blending. So cool, guys. And it is so cool that I'm coloring with my left hand. How are you guys doing? Are you able to color with your opposite hand? Oh, I got it into my house. It's okay. Swirl, swirl, swirl. Oh man, so cool. I'm gonna try a crayon. So the crayon works a little bit, but whoa, no, I broke it. You do have to press harder, and it blends it a little bit, but see how it's a little different? And it just doesn't blend. It's not as creamy as oil pastels, but I'm gonna try both. I'm just gonna swirl, swirl, swirl. It is a swirly day at O Farol, the Lighthouse, the Lantern, 1915, Brazil. Now the national language of Brazil is Portuguese. Beautiful. It is one of the only Portuguese-speaking Spanish in South America. Isn't that cool? We're gonna swirl, swirl, swirl. Whew. So, this is what your sky should look like. Lovely. All right, now we're gonna color our lighthouse. Now, we are going to do a really cool similar effect. We're gonna put in our shadows first. And for your shadow, technically she used a little bit of a green-blue color. You can choose whatever color you want for your shadow. I'm going to choose, let's see here. Oh, if this ever happens to you and you have oil pastels, they get stuck. I kind of like to use a pencil to get them unstuck. I'm going to use this. And I'm going to just do a shadow on the side, kind of tracing here. And I'm going to trace here a little bit and color it in. I actually really love this color. If you don't have this color, then that's okay. You can use another color. And then I'm also going to use yellow in here. And the fun thing about using oil pastels and kind of using the Anita Malfatti style is it's okay to be a little messy. I'm going to use some of the yellow here to kind of add some light. And guess what? I'm going to use my white and I'm going to blend it. Isn't that fun? Blend, blend, blend. Just like that. Lovely. And now you get to color your house however you want. So I'm going to take some time here and you guys can color your house however you want. So I'm going to trace my house first. And I'm going to color it in red. And I'm going to color it with a little bit of a blue color here. And yeah, I think I'm going to color it blue here too. So we are doing what's called a master copy, but we are going to use a little bit more of our imaginations and kind of make it our own. So that is what Anita did. She went and she studied Expressionism abroad, and she made art of her own. She made Brazilian Expressionism. Cool. So if you're not done yet, you can go to your other house. And remember, this is your house, so you can color it whatever you like. I'm going to color it this color. And I think I want to use purple. Remember, she really loved bold, bold colors. In 1922, she actually was her and Tarsila do Amaral created the Brazilian Modernist Week, kind of like a festival. And I'm going to blend this like that. So again, you can use the blending technique that you learned with the white and pressing really hard. You can blend any of these colors together. So this is definitely up to you, however you want to do it. And we're going to do this really cool cliff side, and you could choose any browns. I'm actually going to use more of oranges. Okay, in her original picture, it was a orangish, yellowish color. And I'm going to show you another trick. If you have oil pastel, you can actually break it like mine, like this. And if you take the wrapper off, so one way that you can color with oil pastel is this part. Hold your paper down, and you're going to drag, you gotta hold it. You're gonna drag it all the way over, just like this. Okay, nice. And it's very important, you have to hold your paper down because it's gonna move. You're gonna hold your paper down. You're gonna pull it to you. You're gonna pull it. And what this does is you get a really cool texture. And then notice that this kind of gets flattened out. And you just get to be able to color this space very quickly. Awesome. And then from here, we're going to get a dark green, because it's time to put in some trees. All right, so we're going to do remember the swirls that we did? So in her original picture, she had swirls coming down. So here we go. And I want you to think of swirls coming down. These are bushes coming down. And I'm pressing kind of hard. We're going to press this here. Okay. Now imagine yourself as Anita Malfatti in your modernist movement, and you're painting in your studio, and you're just getting lost in the experience in the swirls. So you're just going to keep swirling. So notice I swirled all the way over here. Swirl, swirl, swirl. All the way, and we're going to swirl it. Okay? And I think I want to add some swirls here, because it looked like this place had a lot of bushes and greenery. I think that's one of the things that she really liked about it. All right, and then let's add some trees. Ooh, if you have your own special way of doing trees, like if you want to go up and down zigzag trees, you can do that too. And again, she was not too worried about making it look like a tree. She wanted just using the brush stroke. I'm going to add here, and we're going to add I'm going to do up and down zigzag trees here, big ones that come out this way. Just zigzag trees. Beautiful. Going up and down. Lovely, lovely. And my last thing that I'm going to do, just to kind of bring it all together, I'm actually going to use the black, and I'm going to trace and fill in and trace my windows because I didn't get to do it before. Maybe I'm going to trace this and trace my lighthouse. So you can do that with your black and kind of give it a little bit of that depth. And I'm going to add some black in here. Okay, now this is optional. You don't have to do this. I like little texture lines. Again, part of the Expressionist and Modernist movement is just adding more texture with strokes. So when I put my when I put my oil pastel down like that, this is a paintbrush stroke. So it's a stroke. I'm going to add some swirls here too, if I want to. Fun. Just like that. Awesome. I think that looks fabulous. All right. So friends, thank you so much again for joining me today in recreating Anita Malfatti's O Farol, painted in 1915. Please, please, please like, subscribe. If there's an artist that you're curious about, we would love to hear from you and create a lesson just for you guys. Thanks again. Bye.